going to be finding out what materials and tools you would need to start making a mosaic project. If you've not made a mosaic before and you're interested in trying to start to make a mosaic, this is the video for you. You can follow along and find out what tools and materials you will need to get ready so you can make your first mosaic. So, what is a mosaic? Well, here we have a good example. A mosaic is a pattern or an image made up of regular or irregular mosaic tiles. As you can see here at the top, these tiles are already cut. You don't need to do anything, they're pre-cut. And then in the bottom section of the mosaic, you can see that I've cut different shapes from the tiles to make a mosaic. So when you come to start thinking about making your mosaic, you need to decide if you're going to make first a regular pattern of squares or circles or triangles using pre-cut tiles, or if you would like to cut your tiles to make a desired image or pattern. One really great way of starting making a mosaic is to purchase a kit. Here I have an example of a starter kit which I sell at Mosaics Design for You. Inside this starter kit there are several tools which you can use to make your first mosaic, and also keep those tools for further mosaic projects. It's really useful and I really recommend that you purchase this if you're starting out on making your first mosaic. So let's have a look inside. The first really important thing inside this starter kit are the instructions which really lay out clearly, step by step, the process which you'll need to take when you make your mosaic, and also the helpful tips for grouting. This is a really scary part for many people when they come to the grouting, because they think that it will affect their mosaic. This is a step-by-step guide to give you confidence to complete the grouting. Okay, so I'm going to lay out here all the different tools that are inside this kit. We have a sponge, which we will need in the grouting stage, a palette knife, also for the grouting stage. There's a square wooden ply board ready for your mosaic, a bag of vitreous glass tiles, a different colour selection, a pot here of specialist glue which you'll use to glue your tiles onto the board, wheeled tile nippers. These stainless steel wheels allow you to cut the glass tiles if you choose, like I demonstrated earlier, to make different shapes, to create an image or a nice patterned mosaic on your board. So these will be very useful for this and for further projects. And lastly, we have your bag of grout. White grout is included in this starter pack. This will be used at the later stage of your mosaic making. So these are the tools and the resources that are included in the starter pack. We're also going to take a closer look at other things that you will need before you get started. There are other resources that you're also going to need before you start your mosaic. Most of these are readily available around your house or from the supermarket or your local DIY store, so very accessible and easy to start. Always have the roll of tissue on hand for any spillages or anything to wipe your fingers when they get messy. I also recommend that you have an old yogurt pot or a disposable bowl or something like this that you could put your glue into if it makes it easier rather than squeezing it out of the tube. I recommend the safety glasses for when you're cutting the tiles. Protection of your eyes is vitally important. You might like to use tweezers or a cocktail stick to push those fiddly little tiles into place. Then for the grouting stage, we have a disposable bowl which you put your grout into, a jug to add the water, a cloth for polishing up and finishing up your mosaic, an old bowl or bucket to use whilst you're washing off the grout, and finally you can have grouting gloves or plastic gloves of any sort, washing up gloves, to protect your hands from drying out whilst you're grouting. So before you start your mosaic, you need to decide, what do you want to create? Do you want a regular pattern, or do you want a different image or different shapes? That's the most important thing, as well as where is your mosaic going to go? If your mosaic is going inside, then any of these materials are perfectly suitable. If you're thinking of creating a larger mosaic and it's going to be an exterior mosaic, then you will need to consider using some different materials, which we'll talk about in a moment. For this mosaic, you can have your wooden base ready and all the other resources that you need set up before you start to make the process easier. So here on the table I put the selection of the Vitreous tiles, which were pre-cut tiles which were included in your starter kit. There's a different selection of colours, so you can have a go at making a regular pattern. You can lay it out on the base, leaving small spaces between each tile. This is very important. Between the tesserae, the tiles, that you leave this space, because this is where the grout is going to go at a later stage. Don't worry if you're not sure about the pattern. Have a little play about. You can create diagonals, you can create just different colours and different spaces without any cutting of tiles at all. And when you're happy with the design, you can go ahead and glue it. So this is a project that can be accessed by anybody, any age, because no cutting is required at all. If you decide that you want to have a go at the cutting, then by all means do that straight from the start. So as you can see, I'm just laying the tiles out in a random pattern, and when I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and glue them into place. However, if you really want to have a go at cutting the tiles and using the wheel tile nippers that are included in your pack, then this is the process you will need to follow. I recommend that you save a large water bottle like this. You can cut off the top of the water bottle, sand this down smooth so it gets rid of any sharp edges. And this is going to be vital to help the tiles shoot into the water bottle, and therefore is much safer. You won't have glass tiles going all over the place, and certainly for protecting your eyes and walking about on the floor. As well as that, I mentioned already about the safety glasses. Get those ready and they will protect your eyes when you cut. You will notice with these pre-cut Vitreous tiles that one side of it is flat and smooth and the other side is bumpy. My recommendation is that when you cut the tiles, you turn the bumpy side underneath and you hold the tile in your left hand if you're right-handed, or the opposite if you're left-handed. Hold the tile nippers as far down the handle as you can, so it will make it easier for cutting. Make sure that the rings of the wheel tile nipper are facing towards your tile. Roughly position the wheel tile nippers in place, and when you're ready to make the cut, use your water bottle and squeeze the tile nippers together, and your spare tile will go into the water bottle. So as you can see, I've taken one tile, cut it straight down the middle vertically to create two halves. You might like to continue this pattern and create a border for your mosaic. Remember to leave a small space around each tile because this is where your grout is going to go. You also might want to experiment with the same idea, smooth side up, cut first of all down the middle, turn your tile and then cut again to make squares from your tile. This is another easy, successful start that you can try to make this pattern. Another idea is to take the tile, but this time cut diagonally, and you can create two triangles. The best thing you can do is once you start becoming confident with your tile nippers, you can create many different shapes. You can cut random shapes, any direction, cut again, and you will have created lots of different types of shapes from your tiles. The beauty of this is you can create any image from these tiles and make your own design. Basically, you just need to experiment and have fun. As well as using the vitreous tiles that I've been talking about in the starter kit, there are actually many types of tesserae, that's the durable materials that can be used to make a mosaic. I have an example of some of them here. First of all, here we have strips of marble stone that comes in all different colours that you could use in your mosaic. Once again, the vitreous glass tiles. Tiles themselves come in a range of sizes, and these ones are 2 centimetre, 20 millimetre, but you can also get them smaller as well and use these pre-cut tiles for small projects. These are very good for beginners. You can get the pre-cut tiles in circles, squares, triangle shapes. They're very good because they're ready to use and they have no sharp edges. But as I've mentioned before, the vitreous tiles can be cut. You can also get them in a range of iridescent. These will change as the light shines on them. These are beautiful for projects, especially outdoor mosaics catching the light. And also metallic, which have a copper metallic streak running through them. These are great to create different effects. As well as that, you can have ceramic tiles. These are available in unglazed porcelain, which creates a matte finish. So here's an example of some of those. Again, available in different colours, depending on the project that you would like to create. You can use these in addition to the tiles that I've provided in the starter pack, or purchase your own for a further project. If you're starting out, I recommend that you use these 20 millimetre, 2 centimetre ceramic tiles as well, rather than the larger tiles which are available. If you're first time to making mosaics, then I suggest you start first of all with the vitreous glass tiles. As well as choosing the tesserae, the durable materials that you're going to use for your mosaic, you also need to consider where it's going to go, if it's an interior mosaic or for exteriors. So the substrate or the base is also very important. In your starter kit, you have the small wooden base, but you might like to choose a larger base or a cement board. You might also use different coasters, trays, big tiles, stones, flower pots, stepping stones, tabletops, chairs, even backsplashes, bathrooms and floors. So first of all, consider where you're going to place your mosaic, which substrate. As you continue using your tools from the starter kit and you make your first mosaic, I hope that you really enjoy this process and you'll want to go on to make more. At Mosaics Design for You, I also sell other kits. You can make a selection of mosaic designs using all these skills that I've taught you, and don't forget there'll always be instructions and tips to help you on your journey. So I hope you enjoy making mosaics in my method at Mosaics Design for You. You can do this from the comfort of your own home, have a party of friends together, or give these away as gifts. It's a really lovely present which is special of something that you've spent time making. And I hope all these tips have been helpful for you to start on your mosaic journey, and you will continue to do so. Don't forget you can also subscribe to my channel and follow other mosaic processes, mosaic commission videos that I've made that will give you extra tips on how to complete grouting and the step-by-step process that I've mentioned today. Have fun, enjoy mosaicing.